Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. What we're going to do today is show you our wells. There's people who've asked about our wells, and people always have questions about wells. And we always tell people in our videos, make sure you have good sources of water on your homestead, multiple sources of water on your homestead if possible. Good, reliable, multiple sources of water. And so when we first got out here, we drilled a well. I've done videos on that before. We'll do some more again. But I wanted to show people today our wells. We have two wells on the property. I'm going to show you both of them today. One of them we've never shown before. Both of these wells were dug back in the 1800s. One of them is up near the houses where we put our houses, and that's why we put our houses here, was because it was near a reliable water source. The landowner before we moved here told us that this well never goes dry. Our ponds, which are located close by, never go dry. And so that was a good, reliable source that met the qualifications. And so we built the houses, put the houses next to or nearby this water source. I wanted to show you that today, and then I'll take you down the hill. The other well was a well that was dug near the road that's been there for probably 150 years or more. And as people on horseback would drive by, their wagons would drive by, they would use these wells, and there's multiple wells around the area on these roads, to be able to water their horses and get water for themselves. And so it was kind of like something that neighbors did so that people who passed by would have a way to hydrate their animals and themselves as well. So we'll show you that and show you this. So when we first got here, see if I can show you the building. This was the only building structure on the homestead. And we've since improved on it and done some things, but this shelter basically was just like this when we got here, with weeds all around it and trees, and we cut back all the brush and all the weeds and just kind of reclaimed the building and made a few improvements. It was just basically this board that was on top of, actually it was that board there with that animal skins on. That was what was covering the well. We took that, removed that off, and then what we did is Tim constructed this whole, basically covering over the top of the well to prevent, obviously we have kids, we don't want anybody falling into the well, and he put these doors on it, that you can flip up like that, and then there's the water. Let me just show you. It's right up to the top because we've had a good amount of rain, so it's totally full. So there's the bucket that we use to draw water from the well, which we do on a regular basis for different things. Mostly, we use this well for, animals. Sometimes we used it for laundry, but now we have a catchment system for our laundry for rainwater with a 1,500-gallon tank, so we don't really use it for that anymore. But if we need water for anything, it's here. It's a gigantic, really big well. So you can see the rocks. It's an amazing story behind all this, because you think about, someone dug this by hand 150 years ago or more, and they lined it with rocks on their own. And I mean, it's an amazing marvel of human achievement when you think about the effort that goes into a well. In my personal opinion, I think this is amazing, and happy that we have this on the property. And so goes down about 15 feet. We think it went down about 20 feet originally. Over 150 years, it's kind of filled with some sludge, mud at the bottom. One day we thought about maybe having all that sucked out to make this a little deeper. But it's good the way it is, I guess, right now. It's usually pretty clean water. We filter it, regardless, from our Berkey when we pull it out and use it. We've used this for drinking water at times, and it's okay. We really like our other well water that we from the water that we drilled the well in. So we drilled the well when we first got on the property. We usually use that for drinking water, but now, because we have that 1,500-gallon water tank behind the houses, it's all rain catchment, and we just use a lot of our rain catchment water for drinking and filter that. So we filter all the water on the homestead, but it's a backup source, if we need it, and we do often use it. So that's the well. That's the first well. And that's the well that's by the houses. And we keep it covered. And we even have a little gate. See if I can show you this little fence that we lock. It's kind of bright, but we keep this fence over the top of it So we keep chickens out of it, and the kids from getting it. The kids know better. They're not allowed to go in there at all. So what I want to do now is take you down the mountain and show you our other well by the roadside. And along the way, I'll talk to you about some things. So the whole YouTube issue that's been going around, we've been talking, I made a video on why YouTube hates you, and we had a video that was basically demonetized. We've had a lot of videos that have been flagged in the past, for silly reasons. And up until this point, we've won every single one of our appeals. We appeal the process. YouTube gives you an option for that. And, wow, it's really bright. Let me go ahead and change the brightness on this. There, that's better. So, we've won all of our appeals from YouTube on those videos, and that's a good thing. But, the recent one now, it was just getting to be a hassle. So, I made that video. What are we going to do? Are we going to start, putting our videos on different places? Are we going to quit YouTube altogether? Are we going to go to Patreon full-time? Here's what I've decided. After talking with Jamie and Tim and just kind of mulling things over, and also taking into account all the comments from you guys, because you guys left some really good comments on that video. And this view, by the way, it's an amazing view. I love it up here. This is not even the highest point on our mountain, but it's got a great view. So based on the comments from you guys, talking with Jamie and Tim and just kind of mulling things over, we decided that we're going to keep posting free videos on YouTube, because we know you guys like that, and we know a lot of you guys get a lot out of our channel. You learn a lot, and so we want to keep it free. However, we're going to continue posting all of our videos. When a new video comes out, it will be posted over at Patreon, because I want you guys to go over to Patreon and get used to going there, because it's my personal opinion that YouTube's days are numbered. YouTube, I think this year, is starting 20 YouTube exclusive shows. They're basically turning into a TV network, and it's no longer YouTube, because it used to be about YouTube, YouTube, you have your own tube and your own channel. Well, they're kind of getting away from that, and I think it's because of a lot of the major media is pressuring YouTube into becoming a network. Who knows what the backstory is? I don't know. I'm just a small nobody. But I do know that it's changing. Most of you guys know it's changing too. And so we're going to start putting all of our videos on Patreon. All of our videos, all of our free videos, most videos will be posted on YouTube as well. So you can, if you're subscribed, no worries. You can still find our videos on YouTube. But controversial topics like, if we butcher a cow, or if we butcher chickens, or if we talk about gun stuff on our homestead, because we do carry guns here for lots of reasons that we've talked about previously. If we talk about just things that preparedness and survivalist topics, a lot of the survivalist channels, man, I have seen so many survivalist channels and prepper channels talk about how their videos are getting demonetized because YouTube doesn't like this kind of stuff. They think you're a bunch of racist and doom and gloomers, or anti-government people, and so they're demonetizing your videos. And we want to post stuff like that, because when you push homesteading to its logical conclusion, it's preparedness. I mean, when you push preparedness into its logical conclusion, you end up with a homestead, because that's the ultimate prep. We've written articles on that. Homesteading is the ultimate prep. So we should talk more about that. And I've wanted to, but I understand that stuff's controversial and YouTube frowns on it. So we need a place to put those videos. So those kind of videos will be demonetized and placed only over at Patreon for some of our Patreon subscribers. And if you want to get access to that, it's only $1 a month. Easy. Wow, this is a really cool deer trail. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really, really well traveled. There's a lot of deer that move through this part of the homestead. Our homestead, by the way, is about 50 acres, 56.5 acres. Oh, wow. This is absolutely well traveled. Oh, the goats may be using this too. You can hear the goats from our neighbor. They often come up to this part of the homestead. Oh, there's our neighbor's property over there. I can hear them over there. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. The more advanced homesteading topics, really what it comes down to, are going to be posted over at Patreon. And a lot of poison ivy, lots of jewelweed growing right next to each other. So there's poison ivy right there. And then right over here is jewelweed. It is the solution that they have for one another, nature's solution. There is the monster of the forest, and there's the jewelweed. And I'll put a link up at the top of the screen of the video we did on making our own jewelweed tincture. I highly recommend, if you can get this, if you find this on your property, to make a tincture of it. It works great with poison ivy. Absolutely amazing. So here's some water coming down from the mountain. And it's leading right to where the well was drilled. So here's the well. It's by the road. You can see it's got all kinds of brush overgrown with it, and there's some it's just brush covering it. And you can see some, like, there's a modern brick right there, you know, cinder block. There's another cinder block there and there and there. And people have tried to build this up, you know, before we got here. But this is an old well dug back in the 1800s, and it's got a lot of sediment in there. What I want to do at some point is just clear back all this brush and, you know, kind of reclaim it. I just think, I mean, imagine the history in these things, you know. Who stopped here and fed their horses and got water from it? Just right over here is the road. And this is the road, you know. 100 years ago, people would, you know, ride their horses down here and they would stop for water. And so you imagine the history, you know, from this thing, and from the well up on top of the mountain. You know, who built that, and, you know, what was their life like, you know, 150 years ago when these wells were first dug, and, you know, what were their names? And, you know, you can look back on some of the records, and I think at some point we'll try to find that. But just amazing lives these people must have lived. To hack it out here, you know, in the 1800s, and live like that, you know, with not having the Walmart close by, or, you know, different stores that we have today, and not being able to have the FedEx truck come with whatever Amazon thing you ordered to help, you know, live your life. It's just amazing. It's amazing. So there's the other well on the property. I've been here for 100 years at least, and you know, it's kind of cool to see. And at some point I want to get down here. You know, it's been low on my list of priorities simply because I have so many other projects on the homestead that I want to do and work on. And so, and we have the main well up there, and we have the hand dug well up there, and now we have our rain catchment in place, so water was never an issue down here to worry about it. But at some point I want to just clean all this out and get it all cleaned out and get all wiped away, and just, you know, return it to some of its former glory, because it's a piece of history, and it's on our property, and I think that's really special. Really special. Anyway, so there you go. There's our two wells on the property, and when I do eventually clear this out, I'll try to make a video on it and bring you along with us on the ride for that. But also the future of YouTube, what we're going to be doing for our channel. If, you know, like videos, a lot of videos are going to be kept free. So if you're a subscriber, don't worry, you'll still be able to come to YouTube at our channel and watch those videos. They'll also all be posted over at Patreon, and then some of our more, you know, what YouTube deems controversial videos will be posted over at Patreon, just specifically for the patrons. And you know, if you're interested in that, you can go over there and have access to those for a very low price, $1 a month, and you'll be good with that. So, but it is what it is. I want to do videos on gun stuff. You know, my neighbor over here, I was just talking to her off camera, and she lost a horse a couple pastures over where she keeps some horses. The horse was having a baby, and the horse was attacked, and they had to put the horse down. The baby was completely lost. There wasn't much left of the baby except the hide. The mountain lion, which they think was a mountain lion, completely devoured it and drug it off. And so, I mean, folks, that's why we carry guns here, you know. And I know that's offensive to some people, but there are places in America still today that are remote, and it's just a fact of living. It just is what it is. And if you're not able to deal with that fact, no homestead for you, at least not out here. So, all right, guys. Hey, listen, if you enjoyed this video, please check out these lists of amazing folks. These are our patrons. Anyone who's a $10 level a month patron or higher gets their name listed in the credits. We really appreciate these guys. They make all of our videos possible. We couldn't do what we do without them. For more information, you can go to patreon.com/AnAmericanHomestead to see all the benefits. Other than that, hope you like these videos. Like, subscribe, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time on An American Homestead.